Hi. So I've been riding the Hovsco scooter for about a month now, and I like it. It's a fun scooter to ride. But what I'm curious about is the Hovsco scooter comparable to a rental scooter like Bird, Lime, or Scooty? And which ends up costing you more if you ride a scooter a lot? To rent one on a regular basis, or just to buy one from Hovsco? So we are on our way to downtown Austin to try to find a rental scooter and ride it and compare it to our Hovsco scooter and see how they ride differently. Also see what the price is, how much it costs to have it per hour, and calculate how long you'd have to rent one to just buy one of the Hovscos. And then finally just look at the convenience of it. How hard are they to find? Are there a lot of them around, or are they elusive and you're better off just to have one of your own? We'll see how it goes. There's a Lime across the street, so that's a good sign. There's one right there. There's two. That's another, what is that, a bird? Those look like birds. There's a couple right there. I think that's a Lime and a bird. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of limes and birds right there. So there's no shortage of them down here, it seems. All right, so we walked out of the convention center, and right away there are several different scooters. Let's take a look. Now keep in mind, these don't fold. They're pretty big and rugged, and probably even, yeah, that's very heavy. They're not gonna be something you could just carry up to an apartment or a restaurant or something. You're gonna leave it downstairs, end your rental, and then re-rent when you go. And I guess that's another factor, is the whole process of renting one of these. How long does that take? So let's get one going and see how long it takes to do. We got the Bird app, and then we just pick allow to use your camera, and then you scan the QR code on top of it, and then when you push go, it says unlock ride pass now, ride and pay less. No, we don't want to do that. We are going to just do a one-time ride, and it's already found this thing and it should be ready to go. I will say this thing feels like a tank. You know, these guys are built to be abused. They get abused, and this one feels like the brakes feel good, the riding feels good. So as far as the quality of it, you know, even though it's a bit beat up, it feels pretty good. So after a bit of time on the Bird, I can see why these are popular. It's very rugged. It feels very solid on all these potholes and bumps and that sort of thing. But and it was pretty easy to find and pretty easy to rent. So those are all pluses. We're going to stop and see what our cost was, and then calculate how many times you'd have to rent before you could just buy one. Okay, so we rode for 15 minutes, and the fee was $8.50. So there's a start fee, a ride charge, and a compliance fee, and then you have a total plus sales tax here in Texas. So $8.50 for 15 minutes would be times 4 would be $34 an hour to ride this thing. Okay, so we did the Bird scooter. Now we're gonna do the Hovsco scooter and see how it does. So comparatively, you can see the rental scooter is significantly bigger than the Hovsco that I own. And that accounts for the fact that the rental scooter weighs more and the Hovsco weighs less, and that this one can fold and the rental scooter can't. We're gonna see though how different it feels to ride the Hovsco compared to the rental, since it is a little bit smaller and lighter weight. One thing about the Hovsco too versus the rental, at least the rental I was on, didn't accelerate as fast. The Hovsco, when you push it, it takes off more quickly. And I'm in medium rate right now. I think, again, that might be a safety thing with the rental, that they're trying to make it a little safer to ride, because people that don't really have experience on scooters might be riding it. So the Hovsco is definitely a little peppier when it comes to acceleration. This thing actually rides as well as the other. I don't feel any difference. I don't feel any difference over bumps. It has the inflatable tires, so it feels pretty good as it's going over them. But the other thing is, because it's lighter weight, it feels just a little zippier and more responsive. I don't feel much difference between this and the much heavier rental scooter. Okay, so after riding both the rental scooter and the Hovsco scooter, I didn't feel a whole lot of difference in the ride experience. I will say the Hovsco is lighter and easier to maneuver, whereas the rental is built more like a tank and a lot heavier. And so there's something to be said about that in terms of its solidness, but this one feels very solid too. And I love the fact that you can have this in the back of your car, take it to where you're going, and then get around for that last mile. Or you can take it on the train or the bus or however you wanted to get there. As a matter of fact, my daughter in Arizona takes hers on the train all the time to campus and rides around. So if it works out to $34 an hour to rent the scooter, after 14 hours, you're at about $475, and that is the point at which you could buy this scooter. So if you plan to ride a scooter downtown or in some sort of area, and you're gonna rent it for more than 14 hours, you might as well just buy one, and this is one I recommend. Check them out. I'll put a link in the description. Let me know what you think about rental scooters and e-transport in general. I'd love to know. I'm very interested in the topic, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Ready, Set, Drone.